Day 11 of camp, which means we have 3 more camps left. Let's jump into it. What is up, Fin fans? Yes, day 11 or 12. It depends if you consider the scrimmage last Saturday a camp day. Then it's day 12, which means we have 2 days of camp left. All I know is that they have till Saturday to get the roster to 53. Then they get 16 to put on the practice squad. They elevated the practice squad. So essentially, they could take 2 at any point in the week and put them on the active roster to make it 55. And there's no more limit to non-vetted players being on the practice squad. So they literally could take Ryan Fitzpatrick if they wanted to and put him on the practice squad. So it doesn't really matter about that, but they have till Saturday. Also, if you guys don't know, Saturday I will be live. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk about the upcoming season. We're going to be talking about the fantasy football league that I'm putting together. If you guys would like to be a part of it, go back to training camp day 9. Tell me there. Don't tell me anywhere else because I'm only going to look at training camp day 9. And then you have to be at the live stream because when I pick your name, if you're not there, I apologize, but you're not going to be in. 10 of you guys are getting in. We're doing 12-person league. Me and the winner from last year are in it to win it. So before I jump into some breaking news, some cuts, some roster moves, some other NFL type news, then we're going to get to Brian Flores' presser. I got a little bit of what happened in today. Again, 20 minutes, ain't going to get much. And we got a presser from Sanders and Jesse Davis. You guys, again, join in the Patreon. And it means the world to me. Really does mean the world to me. I got some new Patreons. AJ Wydra, Steven Jackson, Rhino Sith, $4 Patreons. Oh, don't forget Stephen Placey Doug. And then also Christopher Higgins and Ben, $8 Patreons. And we have Tracy Bailey with a $20 Patreon. I greatly appreciate it. And I really does mean a lot to me that you guys join the Patreon and help support this channel. I'm going to put more perks, like I said. I'm going to be chatting with you guys in the Discord. So if you did join the Patreon, be sure to reach out to me in the Patreon message board, and I will get you on the Discord. I got a lot of stuff going on with the Patreon, so I already got like 3 or 4 videos up there that it's just for the patrons. So be sure to go check it out if you want to. Again, I'll never ask you or tell you you need to do it, but it's all linked below. So the Miami Dolphins have released some players. They already started to get the jump on the 53-man roster cut. By Saturday, they released wide receiver Chester Rogers, Ricardo Lewis, safety Jeremiah Dinson, cornerback Diedrich Nichols, and defensive end Avery Moss. They brought that guy back for like 2 weeks, and now they're sending him on his way. So those are the cuts that were made. Leonard Fournette, if you guys remember from yesterday's video, you guys were asking me, hey, should we go for Leonard Fournette? He cleared waivers, which means he's a free agent, unrestricted free agent. He can go wherever he wants for however much he wants. Very telling that he cleared waivers. One, it's probably because he's due about $8 million this year, and no one's really getting paid that much when it comes to running backs. 2, he's in a little bit of a lawsuit to get the $4 million that he's guaranteed from the Jaguars. So there's some things, but he did clear waivers, so he's a free agent. He can go wherever he wants for however much he wants. Also, there was some news that broke of Alvin Kamara. Potentially the Saints would want to trade him. He hasn't been in camp because of contract. He was a 3rd-round pick, and he's been absolutely killing it for the past 2 seasons. So he's drastically underpaid, and he wants a new contract. Held out of camp, and now it's come out that, hey, the Saints will trade him if they can't get a contract together with him. Alvin Kamara's camp came out and said, hey, we never demanded or asked for a trade, so we don't know anything about this. You want my God's honest opinion about Alvin Kamara? I don't think he's going anywhere. I think that the Saints will get it done. Just like the Minnesota Vikings and their left tackle, they got it done. He's staying there. I honestly think Alvin Kamara is staying with the Saints, especially if you're trying to get another Super Bowl under Drew Brees' belt. Who do they got behind Alvin Kamara? So he's not going anywhere. But that's the news around the NFL and with the team. Let's jump into what happened. So I'm going to do what I did yesterday, little tidbits. Again, only 20 minutes are the reporters and stuff are allowed to be on the field looking at practice and stuff until the end of the season. So I don't got much, but I got Jerome Baker and Jakeem Grant essentially, riding the stationary bikes. Not really doing much, but I'm hearing that they will be playing week 1 against the Patriots. This is more precautionary. I'm hearing that Kirk Merritt has not been seen at practice, and I'm hearing Byron Jones has been working with the trainers. But again, nothing. The only one to be worried about is Kirk Merritt. He hasn't done much for a couple of weeks. And I'm surprised he's not one of the wide receivers that were cut. And Ricardo Lewis and Chester Rogers was. So they might see something in this guy. He's undrafted free agent. We'll see what they can do with that. But that's it. That's all I got from on the field stuff. They locked that sucker down. Now that they're getting ready for the Patriots week 1, they're trying to, make the cuts and get ready, full steam ahead. Batten down the hatches. That's all I really got for you. But let's talk about Brian Flores. Let's talk about what he has to say. Now, this was all came out before he cleared waivers, but he talks about Leonard Fournette. He says, we look at every waiver every day. Chris and his scout staff will look at it, write a report. If we need a player can help us, we'll make the decision. Obviously, they don't think that Leonard Fournette could help them, or they probably think maybe do something without him. Trying to claim him and eating that $8 million. But they didn't claim him, so I don't think they're going to. Talks about the live action, being no live action. He goes, some guys tighten up when there's live action, some guys get better, and that's true. The lights come on. Some people just there's practice players, and then there's live action players, and then there's both. Matt Moore was not a practice player. Matt Moore was a live action player. He did way better on the field during the games than he did in practice. There's certain players that are really bad in practice, and then once they get on the field, those lights come on, completely different player, and vice versa. So people are really good in practice. Kalen Ballage last year. All of a sudden they got on the field, doo-doo butter. So I think that's essentially what he's talking about. He talks about the O-line. He says no overall thing. Number one overall decision for the starting 5 is finding the best group. He says guys need to get on the same page from a communication standpoint. The 3 rookies have all played well at times. They've all made mistakes. We don't know nothing about nothing. He says we probably won't even know who the starting 5 are until week 1. Probably won't know what the official depth chart is until week 1. He talks about Roberts playing at fullback, kind of what he did in New England. He says it's a possibility, but it's not something that we're going to make any definite decision on right now. Why would reporters, that type of question, I get it, you want to kind of know what's going on. Why would he say that? Yeah, sure. Roberts is going to be fullback. You want to know the trick plays we're running too? Come on. Talks about the starting quarterback. He says it's still a competition. Obviously, Fitz has played well. They've played well in spurts. They're all made mistakes. If you want my God's honest opinion, and this is probably going to piss a lot of people off. Right now, I think Fitzpatrick is going to start week 1. Just from what I'm hearing, I haven't seen anything. So it's a lot of what Brian Flores is saying. It's a lot of what Chan Gailey's saying. It's a lot of what the players are saying. I think Fitz is starting week 1. Is Fitz going to end the season the starter? Probably not. But I think Fitz is starting week 1. If you asking me right now, don't kill the messenger. I think Fitz is starting week 1. Talks about the cuts. He says there's 60 players he feels good about. 16 practice squad players no longer have to be vets limited. He says, as far as the 53 are, I look at it as who are the 69. Hello, how are you? He didn't say that. I'm saying that. I have a pretty good idea who the 69 players are. Thank you. I'm immature. But you got 53 and you got 16 on the practice squad, full roster. 69. How you doing? Then he talks about Tua's injury, and this is no, it's not the last thing he talks about. He talks about Tua's injury. He says time since injury will be a factor in the decision about which quarterback he has active versus the Patriots. I can already tell you guys are going to start yelling at me. I'm not the one who's saying this. It's Brian Flores. Don't yell at me. Again, don't kill the messenger. We are 10 months. It was a pretty serious injury. He looks good, though. He looks healthy. He's moving around to his right, left. But yes, that's part of the conversation. If you want my God's honest opinion again, because I can already tell you guys are commenting below, yelling at me for what Brian Flores had to say, I think he's blowing smoke up the reporters' asses. Just like he was blowing smoke up of Tua's ass when Tua didn't feel like the Dolphins were going to take him. Brian Flores doesn't want you to know anything. So me just saying 5-10 seconds ago that I think Fitz is the starter, I'm probably dead wrong because Brian Flores doesn't want you to know anything. So take it with a grain of sand, salt, whatever you want to take a grain of. Talks about the wide receivers. They all have different and unique skill sets. I like the depth. Their role is the kicking. In the kicking game will also be play in the progress. It's hard working the group. It's hard working groups. They all block. That's important to me. Why do I write these down? I should just type them and then print them out because I can't understand my handwriting half the time. But essentially, in a nutshell, he says he really likes the wide receiver group. He thinks they're all talented. He says the kicking game is a big process. He says that and blocking. If you could do those two things, you have a good chance of making the team. If you want to get in there on depth, yes. Gunner, kick returner. You want to make the team and you're not top-notch top guy. You want to be a special teamer. You want to be kissing that special teamer's booty. Then you got Jason Sanders. He says no preseason. We'll save his leg. The season is a long grind. Yeah. We got to talk to our special teamers. Kickers are people too. You know who I'm talking to. Some people don't like kickers. But like you said, preseason, no preseason. He's got a healthier leg, so we'll see how that all works out. He says he won't reveal if he's throwing any touchdowns this year. That nice touchdown to Matt Hawk. It's really nice to see. He says he makes an okay emergency punter. They talked about, alternate. You have Mac Hollins potentially being a long snapper, so they brung that up. He talks about the 2019. He says 2019, I had a lot of big kicks. It was a slow start, but I had a lot of big kicks and big plays. Obviously, the big play is that conversion. He says every kickoff and onside kick is going to be a lot harder. You don't get that running start like 2 or 3 years ago. Let's talk about the new rule. Can't get that run and start. You can't get that speed. They're trying to cut down on the CTE and the concussions. And then Jesse Davis came and had a chat. There was 2 things that Jesse Davis talked about that intrigued me. And those are the 2 things I wrote down. And those are the 2 things I'm going to talk to you about right now. He talks about the position he's played the most. He says, right now I've had most reps at right tackle. So for me moving forward, that's where I'd like to play. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter wherever they want him. He will go. It's very interesting because I've always predicted him playing right tackle and him playing right tackle or right guard and Grant playing right tackle. Now there's a possibility that Solomon Kinley or Hunt, I keep saying Grant, it's Hunt, Doug. Hunt will be playing guard. We'll see how that pans out, but he's saying that he's been playing mostly right tackle, so it seems like he's going to be on the right tackle. Jackson will be on the left tackle, and then it's all that right guard. Who's playing right guard? We already know everyone else on the line. And then he talks about the rookies. He says, I don't tell them how to be or anything other than when we're in the huddle, don't talk. He says that's kind of the thing, a rookie, you want to kind of talk about stuff, figure stuff out. He says, we'll get to it. Just focus on the next play. Almost made that one in. But yes, I agree. Don't talk. You got to listen to the play, get the play, make the play. What he's talking about essentially is, from the play before, if they mess up, they'll get in the huddle and they'll be like, my bad, and they'll be like, we're on to the next play. Don't worry about it. We're on to the next play. Because you got to listen. You got 40 seconds to get the play in, to call the play, to audible. Psh, I hit the mic too. Rook's quiet. But that's what I got for you guys. It was a short video today. Again, with them only being able to see 20 minutes of it, I ain't got much on the field stuff, but we're getting very close. Oh, so very close to the start of season. This Sunday is the last Sunday of football. Then we got Thursday. I'm going to live stream probably the Chiefs-Texans game. Why not? Football's back. I'm going to live stream that sucker. And then I'm probably going to live stream the first game against the Patriots. I don't know if I'm going to be live streaming every single game this season, but I will be live streaming the first game because it's the first game. We got to kick it off. I'm trying not to sneeze. I do apologize for all the weird faces and the nose things I'm doing. But be sure to comment below. I'm very interested in what you guys have to say about Leonard Fournette clearing waivers, Alvin Kamara, about the cuts we made, about what Brian Flores had to say, what Sanders had to say, Devontae Parker, Grant, all these guys. I'm interested in hearing what you have to say about the entire video. And I'm going to get to you guys comment of the day. And this comment comes from Chad, and Chad says, Doug, let's say both O-line and D-line are top 10 this year, and Fitz leads us deep into a playoff run. Would he again be the starter, if not retired? Comment of the day. I honestly, I said this before, but God honest opinion, no. I honestly think, we have top 5 offensive line, defensive line. Fitz take us deep into the playoffs, does fantastic. I think he still rides off in the sunset. He's a free agent next year. I don't think the Dolphins would bring him back. I think they might try to bring him back in some type of capacity, maybe off a quarterback coach or something like that. But no, I think they hand the keys off to Rosen or Tua because you got your top 5 offensive line. Get your quarterback to play behind it. It's the same situation kind of like Alex Smith and Patrick Mahomes. Alex Smith wasn't doing too bad, and then they bring in Patrick Mahomes. It's that same process. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, that guy could still be doing well, but if it's time to move on, if it's the guy's getting older and it's time to bring in the young buck, it's time to bring in the young buck. So I honestly think no matter what happens with Fitzpatrick and the Miami Dolphins this year, I think next year is the start of the youth. But like I said, I'm feeling like Fitz is starting this year. Could be wrong. Not saying I want Fitz to start this year, but I'm feeling like Fitz is the starter this year. But yeah, that's the video. Like I said, it's a short one today. Hope you guys enjoyed it, though. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. We're almost close to 15,000 subscribers. I think we got a little less than 700. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be sure to share it. I never tell you guys this, but I do appreciate when you guys share it. Some of you guys tell me you share it on Twitter. You share it on the Facebook page. You share it all over. It means the world to me. I see it because I get notifications. So thank you guys for sharing it. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. You're going to get more interaction in that area. I do come here and I do the community. I also do the stories here. So if you guys don't notice that, the story little circle, I do the stories there. Again, I apologize for this, but I'm trying my hardest not to sneeze because if I sneeze once, I'm going to sneeze 1,000 times. But be sure to follow me on Twitter, Fan to Fan Network. They're doing their pre-game stuff. So kind of like how CBS and Fox does theirs, Fan to Fan Network has a Twitch stream, has a YouTube channel, and a website. I'm part of all of it. I am the Miami Dolphins ambassador. So instead of watching CBS morning show, check out the Twitch stream. We're going to be doing all that stuff. So pre-Thursday night, Monday night, Sunday games, be sure to check it out. Check out DolphinsTalk.com. More Dolphin content, just like what you got here. Podcasters, beat writers, check that all out. But other than that, if there is camp tomorrow, which I think there will be, there'll probably be camp tomorrow and Thursday, and then that will be it. And then, go back to my usual regime. I don't know what I'm saying, of videos where you get the picks. So this is how the season's going to work. You get picks, which I'm going to try to work a way that you guys also pick. So we'll go against each other. We got picks, we got predictions, post-game, and any little updates beforehand. So the picks will be coming out Wednesday. The pregame is normally Friday or Saturday. I'll let you guys decide if you prefer Friday or Saturday. Post-game is usually an hour or so after the game, and then videos in between. So other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.